Right. Nice.
And I think that's the match we're going to run next.
Thank you, Glenn. What's up, man? How you doing? Glenn from GYT in the
Hey, Glenn formerly from GYT.
Formerly, yeah, sorry.
He's got a real world job now. He's moved up.
Yeah. Good stuff to him, man.
Yeah, Glenn has a background in sports broadcast and sports journalism. He does a lot of print journalism with newspapers and stuff.
Right, and he's a statistician, and in fighting games or in games in general, he actually does Madden and Mario Kart.
Well, he does stats.
Smash.
Yeah, he does stats for sports and also stats for other games outside the fighting game world. He was really the first guy to do stats for the fighting game world. We didn't have that at all.
Yeah, nobody even thought about that really. So he was really ahead of the curve on that. But anyways, Laugh is sitting down. Yeah, Laugh and LPN. And like you said, this may be one of those matches that could be, I think LPN just makes great fights.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Talking about guys who play with heart and play unconventionally, I think he's like, as far as NorCal goes, that's LPN.
Yeah, he's the best, worst player we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, hands down.
Like, hands down.
I mean, dash up fierce, dash up DP, like stuff like that. Like, why did you just do that? This isn't cross Tekken.
Yesterday, when he was fighting Mike Ross, Spooky and I were commentating that match, and I think that was Spooky's first exposure to LPN.
Yeah.
And during the match, while we're commentating the match, Spooky is literally saying, like, who does that?
Yes.
Like, why would you do that?
I think that's a lot of people's first reactions when playing him as well, is they're like, why would you do that? And you get kind of mad, but then you play him in long sets, and you're like, wait, this guy's really good.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's not just like some scummy, like, DP in my face because you want to gamble the match away. Like, he's actually really smart.
Right, and he's winning the match. So the answer is, why are you doing that? To win the match.
To win the match, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, he's a little scummy with how he plays, but I think that works.
I think that's part of. I think first of all, I think he's fully aware of that.
Yes.
And I think he's fully aware of the effect that it has on other people.
Right. That's another interesting aspect is when you play like that, other players, they are more prone to let you wake up for free. They don't try to tick throw you as much. They back off more. And then Long just has free reign. He's like, wow, I don't need to do anything on wake up. I just can walk over to you. So it definitely opens up like a different mind game right there. Infiltration giving a lot of information to Laugh right now too. Of course, they're both from Korea, and Laugh, one of his good friends.
Well, on the other side of this match, we've got Laugh, who one of the top Ryus in the world.
Oh, definitely.
Probably top 5 Ryus in the world. Top 10 easy.
Yeah.
And LPN plays a high caliber of player here in NorCal. He travels, he plays a lot of it. But I don't know if he's had prolonged exposure to a Ryu on this level.
Maybe. I gotta wonder how much he's played John Choi, but I definitely think this matchup favors Cammy.
It does.
So he'll have that. Ooh, gut punch early to DP. Look at that, 30% disappear. And yeah, he's gonna go in and start making it goof troopy quick, but Laugh didn't have any of that. He just mashed the jab and countered through him.
Now, Cammy is a character that gets played a lot in Korea. We talked earlier about the Korean players loving to play aggressive characters. Cammy's a very aggressive player. They play her a lot over there.
I think she's one of the few characters in the game you can actually play aggressively and be successful with.
Right. So he's going to have a lot of matchup experience here.
Probably, yeah. Look at that. He definitely has experience. Long looks kind of lost. And Laugh is hitting buttons with authority. I haven't heard him hit buttons like that since the early 2000s in CVS2.
That's Laugh. We talked earlier about the Koreans and their establishment of the audio game.
Oh, the audio game. That's probably what he's setting up for later in the game.
Exactly.
Good point. I didn't even think about that. It was a little odd that he was hitting the buttons that hard, so he's probably setting something up right there, with the audio.
He's slamming them with purpose.
Like oddly loud. So I think Infiltration probably told him, look, this guy, he may be paying attention to your hands on the side of his eyes, or reacting to the sound.
You just said that. I saw him look. So right when you said that, the corner of his eyes, little quick peek down there.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But the first match was all Laugh. And he's got to deal with the pressure. He backdashes out. Really smart versus Cam. You got to watch out for a jumping light, though, when you do that. Max distance, medium or fierce. I couldn't tell. Spiral arrow. Gets clipped, though. And here comes Long's pressure. Ooh, FAD sees the spiral arrow right there. But gets hit by a focus. Big punish by Laugh. Down to 40% from Cammy. Man, her health just disappears.
Yeah. Sometimes fighting characters like Ryu Akuma, we saw it earlier when the Goken Akuma match between Infiltration and Sinistar.
Yeah.
Fighting Shoto sometimes is like fighting a Dawson. where there's going to be a certain amount of damage that you're going to take on your way into the fight.
Yeah.
And you just have to make it, it's an acceptable thing. All right, I'm going to take damage.
But
the game is, how much are you taking when you get there?
It is. I mean, we just saw something interesting that actually happens to Long Luck, and a great match for Laugh. But what I was going to say is he did crouching medium, and he smashed his buttons, but he didn't throw a fireball. So Long reacted with ultras. So that kind of just went right into what we were talking about with those audio and visual cues, and how Korea has really been honing them.
Well, Long is wearing headphones right now.
Yeah, but you could still see
that's
his
the
hand
thing.
move.
It's not just an audio thing here.
It's like
Laugh is
physically move his
yeah, he's
elbow.
slamming.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Long could probably feel it.
Yes.
Like the impact of it next to him.
I could feel it. Like if you put headphones on me, I could either see him or feel the way he's hitting those buttons, because he's hitting them so hard, and it actually netted him a free whiff ultra.
Right.
So there you go. If you think that's kind of a annoying aspect of Street Fighter, which I know a lot of players do, I would tell you, try to embrace it.
Yeah, seriously, I think it's super smart.
Make it part of the game. Yeah. I've been doing it forever, because when you play, shoulder to shoulder arcade cabs, you gotta get crafty.
Well, when you're playing third strike and somebody hits low forward and then starts wiggling the stick, you know he's trying to buffer super on you, man. Pay attention. Like, there's lots of little things that happen in games where people will buffer stick motions or they'll start pressing certain pokes, and when that's happening, you need to be aware of what's going on.
Definitely do. It's there. You might as well pay attention. It's information. You want all the information you can get in fighting games. So he goes and chooses a new character and wants to test his knowledge with Adon. Adon, though, another character I would imagine is probably pretty popular in Korea because of how aggressive you can play him. And, in the current rankings, at least in some players' tier charts, he's right up there in S tier. And I believe it.
Add-on.
I do.
Yeah. He linked crouching strong off of forward strong.
Man, but he is making Long's Adon look pretty low tier with the way he just manhandled him in that corner. Nice. There's that roundhouse. I wish he would just play this footsie game a little more instead of trying to while out so much.
Well, I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Ryu's crouching roundhouse beats Adon's standing roundhouse because the hitbox goes under.
It might. I'd have to see the interaction at max distance, perhaps. He used it right there.
Yeah.
That's probably why he did. So, yeah, you might be right. But I think at max distance, not as a counter stuff. It was more as a punish.
Ryu has an underrated, in my opinion, standing roundhouse, and you've seen Laugh use it a couple times in the match.
Yeah, it's almost Sagat-esque.
Right.
Like, it's obviously not as good because it doesn't hit twice, but it does have that kind of like catch you in the face when you weren't ready for it. Ooh, the double overhead whiffs throw just to play mind games with them. I know that was a mistake, but it was cute. Oh, and he gets the follow-up. Long needs to make something happen right here. This match is all over for him. Laugh takes it.
Honestly, that double overhead into the whip throw, I don't know if that was a mistake.
I don't know, man.
It could have been a setup on his part, man.
I doubt it, but yeah, it could have. I wouldn't put it past him.
There was so many little intricacies being played out right there with the setups from Laugh. He could have been doing that to set something up later on. Who knows?